So now I think we are live. So just tell me in the comment box we are live or not. And please first of all tell me like sound quality and video quality is good or not, because first of all we have to just see these things here. Then I will be just continue to just show you my clone and everything like that. But first of all you have to just tell me like sound and video quality is good or not. Then I will be just continue with that all things which I have to just work with here. Okay, so stream settings. Okay, so I've just set it to 1080p here, means my video quality should be of 1080p 60 here, means it should be just having a 1080p and it should be just looking good here. So just tell me in the comment box quickly like sound is good or not, because I have to check these things here. Pop out chat, then going here and showing comments. Okay, so just comment me first of all sound quality and video quality, like I telling you previously also. First of all, okay, sound quality is good and video quality is good, so we can just continue here. So hello RB Gets Graphic, hello Mindpack, and everything is good, thanks. Then here now I will be just doing one thing, like I'll be just doing here, like I'll be minimizing that, and just now I will be checking mic. Okay, so mic is just open, so because of that sound is good. So here now we can just continue. Hello friends and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. I be all designing developer. My name is Inshal Beg. I am a full stack developer and graphic designer. Today I will show you how to build one Google clone with Firebase in React.js, and I hope you will also enjoy this clone like you enjoyed my previous clone of like many of the clones which I have made. Instagram, Netflix, then in React Native we have make Netflix, then in Mern we have also make like Messenger clone and many other which we have just make, and I hope you will enjoy this one also, like this Google clone, because this Google clone we have also made it like previously, but I am just showing you again so you can just remember like how to build. And I'm also using Firebase in that because this Google clone contains a like search box, and in this search box we have to just use Firebase for just linking that with our post section there. So now I will be just start. So for just building this Google clone, first of all I will be showing you like what things you are just having in that. First of all we are just having a white color, like in Google we are also getting the simple white color here at the background. Then here after that you can see at the navbar thing we are just getting about, like we get in left side of that. Then after that we are also getting this store section here after this about us, you can see that, and both are having a hover effect because these both when we just search, means if we just open Google, so we are also getting these thing, and these are also having hover effect in that. So because of that I've just put hover effect in that with the help of like underline, which I have just used with the help of text decoration. So you can also use text decoration for that, you can see that, which is having a beautiful hover effect. We will be just building that. Then after it we are just getting Gmail here, which is just also having a hover effect, you can see that, and it is looking really good, you can see. And then if I just show after, you can see it is also having images section here, which is also having a hover effect here. If I press, so nothing happens because here we have to only make the Google section. Then there we are also getting this burger menu, like when we just press that, so we are getting all the things like you want to go to YouTube, your Gmail or anything like that. Then we are also getting this user icon, from which if you just press, so you will be getting your email ID or everything which you have just signed in, or if you want to sign up or create account, you can do that by just going to Google. And then after that we are getting a Google logo, like simply we take from any of the like means you can just take it from like Google or anywhere. So I've just put this logo and copy this image address from here and taken that, so you can also take that here. Then after it we are getting an input box, you can see that this is an input box here which we are having, and it is containing a search box here, means search bar. Okay, so you can say search icon here. So it is first of all containing a search icon, you can see that at the left side. Then after that in the right side we are just containing a mic icon, like we get in Google when we just search anything in that. But you can also use this mic icon, you can, means you can't use this mic icon to search anything like that. If I press, you can see nothing is happening here, and if I just press search bar, so nothing happens. But if you write anything in that, it will be taken to the page of like that, and you can see that we are getting Google search button which is having a hover effect. Then here we are also getting I am feeling lucky button, which is also having a hover effect like we get in Google, you can see. If I press, so it will be taken to this section in which we are just containing this Google logo, this all section, new images, shopping, maps, and many things like that, settings, tools. And if I just go back, you can see your go, and if I press Google search here, you can just search anything. I'll be going back. If I search here cricket, so just spelling should be correct, so it will be not still refresh, like when we just write anything in Google and we just search that, so it's takes some time to just make that because it's take internet. But this don't take internet, it will be taken so much fast, like you have to just need 1 MB or 2 MB internet to just use that here. If I press enter, you can see simply you are getting all the things like you want here. and it is looking really good. You can see you are containing all the thing which you want to just create here, and all the links and everything. And it is also just like if I press anything here, you can see it will take into the original link of that website here, and it is looking really good. If I just go back, so just we have to just go back here also, and we are just on that. Refresh here, and you can see we have just hit refresh. If I just search about here like cricket game, press enter, you can see you are containing these things here like that, and you can just work with these all things here simply because these are simple work which you can just do. And you can also search like for YouTube. If I just search, you can see simply you are getting all the things like that. You can search about, if I just press Google search, and here if I search YouTube, press enter, you can see you are containing all the things again. So here like that you have just having, but you're not having the original things because I have just linked these things only to just do that. But if you just do anything like that, means if you just want to include your own things, you can also do that by just going in that things and just do that. But I have just only linked with the CSS and things like that, so because of that I am having not so much links of website. If I just press that, so you can see if I erase that, press enter simply, and here it is. So if I just search any of the things, like if I just search YouTube, press enter, you can see you are getting this CSS like machine learning. I've just linked only that just because of that these things are coming, but you can also link many other things in that. So I'll be going to simply Google. When we just press that, here you can just search anything like that. So here you can see we have just made simply Google clone here. But here I want to show you one thing here, like if I just show in my local disk. Okay, so here I have to just search about one thing here, like I have also made this one. Go to src, we are getting these things. So here I will be showing you one thing here, like if I just open this one, open VS Code here, and I want to just open this clone, so I can just show you how it's worked. So I'll be closing that files, close this, open folder. Okay, so we have just press open file. You have to just press open folder to open any folder in that. Local disk D, I was just having the Google clone folder, and I'll be just scrolling down. First of all you have to go up, and there was the folder. You can see, press select folder here, we are getting folder. I will be just doing one thing here, like I'll be closing these files here because I don't need this folder also to just use that all things which I have to just work with. I will be needing simple like many of the other folders like that. So here I'll be going at the top, you can see we are getting these things. I'll be scrolling down, we are also getting this. If I go to local disk E, you can see that you are getting many of the folders here also. Go to local disk F, and here also. So you can just make any of your location to just download any of the like any things like that. So you can see that we have just make still here. So if I just search here like anything, you can just search here. So if I just search here like just you can search cricket about, so like I've shown you, or you can search football and press enter. You can see you are getting these things like that because here I have only linked these things like I'm telling you. So you can also link another thing, but now we will be starting to build this Google clone here with the Firebase. So first of all, for doing that we have to just open our CMD, means command prompt, like I'm telling you. And in this command prompt I will be writing a command to means you can just install or download your folder which you are working with of your React.js. So I'll be just downloading my folder. So here I will be coming, first of all defining the location where I have to just install that. So here I'll be writing CD, and here I'll be not defining CD because here I have to define disk. If you have to define like any of the folder or desktop, so then you have to define CD here, but we are defining disk, so here you don't have to define CD to define that. Then I will be writing here like local disk E, press enter. You can see we have just having a command of local disk E. Now here we have to just create our folder or React app which we have to work with. So here I will be writing up I will be just writing a command which should be just npx. So npx means like it's help you to just make your React app or folder, you can say, but the npm which is just its brother, you can say that in this simple words this npm is a brother of npx. It's help this like your React app and folder which you have just make with the help of npx to run that in localhost or like your default browser which you are working with, like Google Chrome, Opera, Internet Explorer, or Microsoft Edge, you can say that. So I will be coming here and writing npx create -react -app because here we are just creating a React app. So because of that I'm writing. If you are creating a React app in like React Redux, React JS, React like React Native, and in Mern also. So in these all we are getting a React. In Mern we are getting with the R. In Mern the spelling is MERN, and with the help of R we are getting React.js. So this is called a React app, and in that we are just creating a React app. So we have to just use any of the React app to just work with. But if you are just going forward and writing like we are just building this Google clone in React, so I'll be writing Google dash clone, because we are just building in React. If you are building in React Native, you can write Google dash React Native to just build in React Native. If you are working with React Redux, so you can write Google dash React Redux, and then if you are working with Mern, so you can write Google dash Mern to just build that here. So like that you can do, but we are building in React.js, so I'll be simply writing that Google clone. And if you do that, you have to simply do one thing, press enter here. Then here it will be take some time because it will be fetching your data, extracting some things, and downloading some of the React DOM and React scripts, and some of the templates which we will be needing to work with our Google clone, which we are just installing in our local disk E with the help of npx, means which is a command to just download or install anything like your folder or anything like that. Now when you've done with that thing, just simply press minimize button, which is just coming here, and command is also coming here. So I'll be minimizing that. Simply I'll be opening another new tab, and here I'll be just opening my Firebase, like we have to just work Firebase with that also. So I'll be writing Firebase, and you can just go simply to the link if you are working with obviously with that. So here I'll be just going and pressing get started. So here I'm using the extension which is called Firebase because it is really good extension. You can just use to just work with any of the like things if you're working to just host your React tab or authenticate with that, or you have to just make any post section, so you can just use Firebase with that. Or there are many others extension, but there is one extension which is called AWS. This AWS and Heroku is a extension which you can just use to just work with your like any of the clone which you are working with, but these are paid. You have to just pay for them, then you can just work with. But this Firebase console means this Firebase is really good extension, and it is free also. You can just work with that free. But if you want more work, like your app will be more host and go to more people, so you have to use AWS for that. But we are just, I am showing you examples, so because of that I am using Firebase for that, so I can show you how it's work. So here I'll be opening add project, means I'll be project adding. So here this is my email account from which I am just getting many of the like many of the clones which I have just already made, but I'll be using another email account for that, so I can just build these things. So it will be also not ask any of the password or yours, just you have to do like press the email which you have to work with, and it will be done. Then you have to press add project, which is just coming here. So press add project here. Then when you've done with that things, here you can see there is coming let's start with the name of for your project. So here you have to write your project name, means your Firebase app name which you are creating, or you can say clone. So I'll be creating Google clone, so simply I'll be writing also the name like Google clone. You have to wait. So this is the command from which you will be getting your like Google clone with that name here when you just search in your like localhost or browser. So here you will be getting like Google dash clone dash 1049D, and you have to write dot web app after it, then it will be just coming. You have to press continue simply. Then here it will be asked to enable this Google Analytics for this project. So obviously you have to just enable this, because if you just disable that, so it will be not host, or you will be just having crash, and everybody will use your like this app, and you will be just not having your app like really good running or anything like that. So I have to just enable that. If I disable, you can see all the things are having a cross icon, you can see that. If I enable that, everything is just enabled like that. I have to press simply continue button, and you can see that there is coming like configure your Google Analytics. So it is just asking you if you have a like Firebase account, because here some hackers come and just hacking this Firebase this extension. So here because of that it is configuring your Google Analytics, like it is you are not a hacker, or if you just having a Firebase account, so just tell me. So we are just getting, so simply you will be having, if you are having account, so you will be having like default account for Firebase. But if you are like signing in that and getting like this icon, so you will be getting a create new account. So you have to create a new account here, then you have to come. But I have just already account, so I'll be simply pressing default account for Firebase. And here you have to also, like if you want to, you can automatically create a new property in this account, but I will be not doing that here. Simply I'll be pressing create project, so my project should be creating. So you can see that now it will be just created in some of the few seconds here, because it will be not take some of the time to just build that. Now I'll be going to command prompt and check my folder has been downloaded or not. You can see it is also download, so we can just work with that. But before that I'll be closing this command prompt here, because now we don't need this command prompt now. So then after that I'll be opening my VS Code, so I can just open my folder which I have just downloaded. Then I'll be just pressing file, Then here simply I'll be pressing open folder because I have to just open folder. If you want to open file, so you can press open file to just open that. Here press open folder there. Then you have to do just one thing, press local text E to just open that. If I just go to the top, you can see that you are having a Google clone here, so I'll be simply pressing that, and you have to just do simply like press select folder here. Then you can see that we are just having our Google clone folder which we have just installed in local text E, and then we are getting 3 folders also. First of all, I'll be just want to do one thing, like I'll be just setting up my Firebase, then I will be telling about these 3 folders here. So just you have to minimizing that. You can see now your new project is ready, Google clone is written. Press simply continue button, and you are just in your project dashboard which you have just created. You have to just press this web icon here simply. Then here it will be asked to register your app, means it will be asked to just write app name which you have to just create. So here I will be writing my app name simply like I have written my project name like Google clone. You can just write simply the name which you have just created of your like project, because it will be nothing happens if you just take both same in means correct. So here I'll be pressing register app simply. You can see that now it is just registering our app here, and then it will be take some time to just do, and you can see it is good here. Then I'll be scrolling down, press next, and here I have to do one thing, like I'll be just doing like copying this here by pressing Ctrl C, because it is like npm install -d Firebase tools, because first of all we have to download our Firebase tool that we will be working with. I've just copied that, press simply next button here. You can see it is asking to just deploy a Firebase hosting, but we will be not doing that early on. First of all we will be making that, then we will be doing on, but I will be just, if you want to you can do that. And after deploying you will be having this URL to just see your app which you are working with. Press simply continue to console, and you can see that now you are just in that, and you can just work with that all things like authentication, cloud firestore, crash statistics, performance. Then you can see cloud messaging with the help of posts which we do. Then A/B testing, many things are here, you can just see that, or you can work with that. So we have just worked with that things. You have to do simply like you have to close this Firebase window here. Then I'll be doing here like pressing minimize button here, opening my VS Code, and now I'll be just telling you like what these three folder does and what it's mean. First of all I will be telling about this node modules folder. If I just open this node modules folder, you can see we are containing some of the folders in that again. So these folders are not like simple folder, these are libraries, packages, and like many other things, you can say like languages folders, you can see that, which helps you to just run your React app in your localhost. And it is also containing a testing libraries which just not do anything, but we have to delete this testing libraries, and I will show you how to do that later on. Here first of all you can see, now you have to just understand what this folder does. These are many of the folders, just it's containing many of the like packages or libraries which you will be needing to work with your Google clone, and it is also containing many of the npm libraries which you will be needing to run your like React app and localhost. And it is also containing many of the other like languages, Babel, and many things which you have to just use in your Google clone if you are working with, or if you are using Firebase in that. So there is also a command of Firebase or folder of Firebase, you can say, which helps you to just run your Firebase with the help of authentication here. And you can also run that in Google Chrome or any of the default browser like Microsoft Edge or Internet Explorer. So like that you can just work with this node modules, and it's really helpful folder, because if you are not having this folder when you just create your Google clone or any clone which you are working with, so you will be not run your React app in localhost, because this is a node modules from which you can just run your React app in localhost, or you can work with your coding like section. So this is the main like folder which you have to download. And if you don't have this folder, if you just work with your clone, and just if you have created that and not containing this node modules folder, so for downloading that there is a shortcut like form, you can say. So for downloading that I'll be pressing again to just close this folder. I'll be simply going to terminal, pressing new terminal, and you have to do here for downloading that you have to just write npm install. So this npm install means like it will be installing every library package which you have to just need to download, but here we have to just only download node modules. So I'll be not writing like npm install node modules, I'll be simply writing here like npm install, pressing this shift, and I'll be pressing 7 2 times here. You can see I've just pressed that. Then simply I'll be doing one thing, I'll be pressing spacebar here also, then I'll be simply writing npm start. So when you've written this command, you have to do nothing, just you have to press enter, and then it will be done. Then you will be just installing this node modules, and it will be not take some of the time enough. It will be take like some of the minutes of you, then it will be just install in some of the minutes. Then you can also run your React app with that. It will be automatically run when your node modules will be installed, because we have written npm install. Then when it is installed, so you can just run that with this command which we have written after this, and which we have written after this, like npm install. So you can see that how cool it is looking. So I'll be closing this console here, because now we don't have to work with. So I hope you understand what this node modules folder does. I'll be opening public folder here, which is the second folder underneath node modules, and this public folder contains many of the like icons here of like React, you can say that, because if I open this, you can see it's containing a React icon. So these all React icons just help you just link your index.html file with that, and it is also linked with that. You can see favicon.ico, which is the icon of React, which is just linked with that with the help of this link URL which we have written. And underneath we are also getting like logo of 192.png, which is linked with this link to URL, which we are using with the help of this Apple Touch icon. But this logo 512 is not using, because this is really big logo, and if you just use that, so it will take many of the space of your like background page, you can see that. So because of that we are not using this. If I just zoom in, so you can see this code is really helpful for just run your React app in localhost, because HTML is also a like browser like thing. When we write any of the code or tag in HTML, so we have to also run that in browser. So with the help of that we have to just run that, and in that we have to also do many things, like we have to write codes or enough things like that. But we are using React in that, so I'll be writing only React things. We don't have to just write any of the like HTML things in that. Now I'll be closing this folder by pressing that, because I hope you understand what this folder does. Now you will be thinking like what these both file does underneath this logo 512.png, which is called manifest.json, robot.txt. So these both files are like, this helps you to just run your React app in localhost, but these you don't have to care about these both files, because these both files are just from React, and if you do anything in that, so it will be just giving error. So don't care about these files, and these files also are unknown files, and here it is not any of the like big deal if you are having this file or not having this files. So I'll be just closing this public folder here, because now I hope you understand what this public folder does and what it's do when you are just working with that. So now after that we are containing our main folder. After node modules we are containing our main folder, which is called source folder, means its short form is src, you can say that. So this source folder, if I just open that by pressing this, you can see this source folder contains many of the like files, which just here you have to write codings in that, means you have to write your tags and many other things, codings like that. So we will be writing in this folder of source. So in this source folder you will be having 3 files here. Like I have telling you, we have to delete testing libraries from here, so we have to delete these both files. One is called app.test.js, one is called setup.test.js, and third one is called logo.svg. Now you will be thinking like we have to delete test file, but from here we are just getting simply 2 test file, which is called setup.test.js and app.test.js, but this logo.svg is not a test file, so why I am deleting? So answer is that this logo.svg is not any of the test file, it is a React icon. Now you will be asking the question like, we are also getting the icon in public folder, but why I am not deleting from there? So the answer is here also, like this logo.svg which we are having in this source folder is also a logo, but it is containing a URL of that, and simply if it is also containing a URL but it is a logo, so we have to delete that, because here we have to use our own Google logo, like I've shown you when I was just showing you the demo of Google clone. So because of that I have to delete that, and here we have to also write codes related to Google clone. I don't have to use any of the React logo or anything like that, but in public folder we are just containing logos, and I'm not deleting, because in public folder we have to don't write any of the codes. We can just simply contain many of the like React logos, and it is also linked with index.html file. But if you want to delete, you can delete that, but my opinion is not to delete, because one thing is like it will be waste of time, and the second thing is it is linked with index.html sheet, which is in public folder, and if you do that, so it will be just coming error and your React app will be not run. So because of that, here you have to delete these 3 files from here, and then when you've done with that, you have to simply press delete button here, and when it is done, just you have to do simply one thing you have to do here, like now it is done. So here you have to do simply press save button here, and it is done. So you can see now it is work here. So when you've done with that things here, you have to press save button here, and it is good to go. So we can just start coding here, but before coding I'll be just opening comment box, means I'll be opening pop-up, and I will be just checking some of the comments what is coming here. So just open here. Okay, so everybody are just commenting, so I can just do it like that. Okay, so it is good. So I'll be just doing one thing like, okay, so there is asking like good, then I'll be get graphic like target, tell me please. So today like is like, you can say that 30, because our like target is not completing since like 2 days or 3 days, you can say. Then Chris Harrison comment like hello okay, so hello to all of you who are just new here and just coming here like that. Then Advocates graphic comment like amazing, thank you. Then Suresh Mehta comment hi champion, okay, so hi to you also who are just coming new here. Then when you've done with that things here, you have to do like, okay, so Suresh Mehta comment like that. Pret Monani comment hi bro, okay, so hi to you also who are just new here. And then RB Kids graphic comment here like good, okay, so thank you. Then here RB Kids graphic also coming like awesome, thanks. Then Desal Roy comment hello boy, okay, so hello to you also. Then RB Kids graphic comment like I'm big fan of you, okay, so thanks. Then here we are also getting many other comments. So RB Kids graphic comment wow, okay, so thank you here. And Ishwar Lohana comment awesome, okay, so awesome to you who are just working that. Then here we are getting RB Kids graphic comment like yeah, okay, so what means like that I can't understand. Then Lala Ruk comment like this emoji, thank you. Then here we are also getting like RB Kids graphic comment this emoji is here, thank you. Then here Lala Ruk Siddiqui comment you worked really hard, okay, so thank you. Then Bhumika Kalari comment hi I am coming, thanks. Then here we are also getting many other comments. I want many of the comments and many of the likes. Like today target is, I'm telling you, 30 likes, so just complete this target because you can't completing my previous targets also. So I have to just complete this one target which is of like simple 30 likes. So I hope you will be completing that here. Then first of all I'll be just opening this app.js file because now we have to just work with that. So here first of all we are going to this section here which we are getting. So in this section you can say you can see here like we are not getting this logo.svg, means we are getting this logo.svg, import logo from logo.svg, but we have deleted this logo.svg file. So why we have to just write again? I'll be simply just pressing backspace to just delete that. Press here also backspace, simply going to file and press saving. And here I'll be doing one thing, I'll be deleting all the thing which is just written in this div class name, because here I'll be using my own things which I have to just write with that. So you have to just press simply like backspace here, then it is done. So you have to do like press save by pressing file and go to save it. Here you have to press that. Now we have done with that things. You have to do one thing here, like when you've done that, just here I will be just opening app.css file in that and deleting all the things from here also, because we have to don't need these things here. And here we have to just work with our own things which we have to just write. So I'll be pressing backspace to just delete that here, go to file, press save button, and it is good. So when you've done with that things here, simply go to app.js file and it's good, you can see. Okay, so everything is perfect. Now you can just work with. So here first of all we have to just run our React app. Simply go to terminal, press new terminal, or if you want to split your terminal you can do that, but I will be simply pressing new terminal. Then you have to write npm start to just run your React app here, simply like I write. So here you have to press enter here, and then you have to just wait because it will be take some time to just run. So my default browser is here like this one which is called Opera, so I will be working with that. So you can see there is nothing coming, and here it is nothing coming because here I have just deleted all the things from here and there is nothing coming. But if I show you one thing, like here I'll be minimizing that and I will be doing one thing, like I'll be closing this terminal here. Then here I will be doing like, first of all you have to just comment me like this code, you can see that, or I will be just zoom in again. But first of all you have to just comment that, you can just see that. Okay, so here I'll be just, so just comment me like if you want more zoom, I can do that more zoom, or if you want it to just go back, means zoom out, so I can also zoom out here if you are just comfortable with that. So tell me in the comment box here. But I think it is good here, so you can see that. But if you are just not good with that, so just comment me immediately, I'll be zoom in, or you can say I'll be also zoom out here. Then here when you've done with that all things, but here take care about one thing, like in comment box just do the comments which I can just say, like don't use any of the bad words, or don't give any of the like bad words from me, because here my everyone is watching here, like this is a video, like this live stream is going all over the world and everyone is watching, like my family members and everyone. So just use the like not use any of the bad words and see like what words you are using before just writing that, and also just concentrate on the word. If you want to comment, so you can use that, and you can also like ask any questions or answer from that, because it's your right. But don't give any of the bad words, or don't ask or don't give any of the bad word or say anything like that, because everyone are watching and this video is just going live over the world, so take care about that. Now in this div you can see we are just getting this command here, and first of all for doing that I'll be just opening that, and here you can see we are just getting like I've shown you. Now simply I'll be writing h1 tag because I'm just showing you like it is working or not. I will be not using this h1 tag, but here I will be just using simply like later on if I want to use, but if there is not work with that, so I'll be not writing anything. So I'll be writing here like let's build. So here I'll be writing simply let's build here Google clone. So when you've done with that, you have to simply go to file, press save, go here. You can see we are getting like simply let's build Google clone here, but you can see that from up we are getting a many of the margin here. But if you want to just delete that margin, simply minimize that, simply go to index.css file which is linked with index.js. You have to just do one thing, press 2 times enter, press simply this tag means this icon, then you have to simply write margin 0, or you can write 0 pixel also to work with, but I'll be simply writing 0, so because it should not be waste of time. Press save here, simply go to app.js, simply go in Opera. You can see now we are not getting any of the margin from here, and it's perfect. So I'll be just doing half a screen of that so you can just see all the codes which I am writing here. So when you've done with that, if I just show you the like real one, means demo one Google clone which I just shown you previously, so you can see that in this we are getting first of all this about section here. So I'll be pressing inspect and I'll be seeing like what font means, what font family is using here. So these are this one font family is using, so simply I'll be copying this font family here, then I'll be doing one thing, I'll be closing that here, then I'll be simply minimizing that, and I'll be also deleting that because I don't need these things here now. So when you've done with that, simply I'll be going in that, and we are getting about first of all. So here I will be coming writing h3, and here I will be writing like about, so right here. But you can see it is just having in that like in this section like bold, but we don't write it bold, we have to just use paragraph tag for that, means for that. So I'll be writing paragraph. In that I will be simply writing here like about us, means I'll be simply writing about because here there is not about. So you can see that now it is simply having like about like that. If I show you here, so you can see it is doing like that. So I'll be doing one thing here, like first of all here I will be just copying this here, then I'll be pasting underneath, and you can see we are getting 2 abouts here. But if we want to just write it in after that here, so you have to do one thing here, like first of all you have to come here. You can see we are getting this after that, and here it is getting store. So I will be doing one thing here, like I will be just coming, and first of all I'll be just defining this about. So just you have to do one thing, simply go to app.css here, and you can see that it's called p tag, means paragraph tag. So here I will be not using any of the like dot because it is not a class, it is a tag which we have to write. So simply I'll be writing this, come underneath here, and you have to just write simply like just come here and write here like font family. Now it should be like that. Okay, so there is one problem coming. Okay, so I was just copying that, but I have just copied that. So simply you have to press inspect here, then here I will be doing one thing, like I'll be just scrolling down again here, then here I'll be coming and I will be doing like copying this and closing this here. Simply I'll be pasting that all things which I have just copied previously. Then I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be pressing space from here, I'll be coming and closing that, giving a space, and it's perfect if I just show you. But first of all I'll be doing that and watching some things. Okay, so now when you've done with that things, you have to do like press save and hit refresh. You can see that now this font has been changed, you can see. Okay, so now we have to just work with this font. So I'll be doing simply one thing, like here I will be coming and I will be giving a margin here. So for giving a margin you have to simply write margin 20 pixel, you can say that, and you can see that this is having a margin from here. So when you've done with that things, I'll be simply going here, and still we are getting margin from here. So if I just change it to like 30, first of all I'll be zoom in so I can just check that, but it is not responsive, so because of that we can't see that. It is having now you that show you, so you can see now it is perfect, I think. Okay, so I think now it is perfect, so you can just work with that all things we have to work with. So when you've done with that all, just you have to do one thing here, like now we will be just writing this about after that. So here I'll be minimizing that, and I'll be just simply going to app.js, copying this about section, pasting here. So when you've done that, just you have to come here again, but first of all I have to check one thing here, it is written store. So simply I'll be writing a store, but Here I have to also give like underline effect when we getting in hover. So here you have to go to simply app.css, simply come here. For hover effect you have to just use a tag which is called p, because here it is a paragraph tag, so we have to just use that for getting a hover effect. And here after that we have to write this semicolon, because here we are getting hover effect. If you want to give like after any of the effect like that backdrop, before content, or any of the like padding also, so you have to just write this command like semicolon. But we have to just simply giving a hover effect, so I'll be writing hover. Then here I'll be just writing this tag here, press simply enter, and you have to just write here like text decoration. Here I'll be writing underline. Now when you've done that, just simply you have to come here, and here you have to just do one thing, like you have to press save here. When you've done that, just simply go to Opera browser, refresh, and you can see that now when I'm just hovering on these both section, we are getting a like hover effect which we are getting in that. But you can see when I'm just hovering on that, so our cursor is like this text like test section when we just write. But if I just go to this one, and if I just hovering on that, so our cursor is like pointer. You can see if I'm just hovering on that, but if I'm just hovering on that, so we are getting our cursor like text like that. But if you want to make it pointer, for doing that you have to just go to VS Code, come here, write cursor pointer, and just you have to close that, simply save, go here, and you can see that how beautifully our cursor is changing into like pointer section. You can see, so how cool looking is that. If I just go to my here, and you can see that here also we are getting like that. So when you've done with that thing, simply you have to do one thing here, like we have to just take it in like that. So you have to do one thing, you can just go here, copy that, erase from here by pressing this section, then you can just write paste here. If I just show you, you can see that it is getting like that. But here we have to just give if I just space that here, hit simply refresh, you can see these both are just looking like that, but we don't want like these things. So I'll be simply doing one thing, like I'll be simply doing like that, and it is perfect now. So here when you've done that, simply save here, go here, and you can see that it is in second line again, but having a hover effect of like cursor pointer which we are getting. So when you've done with that thing, you have to do one thing here, like I'll be coming here, going to app.css, but here I have to just give it to class. So here I'll be writing div class name, simply I'll be writing a store, because here I have to just take that after this about. Here we don't have to take it underneath here. So I'll be just pasting that, simply press save, go to index means app.css. Simply I'll be coming here, and here I will be just writing that to like dot, and here it is a class, so I'll be writing dot. Then I'll be changing that to like store, which is our class which we have created here. Then I'll be coming here, and first of all I'll be creating the padding. So padding I will be creating that to 15 pixel, press simply save here. Then you have to do one thing, go to Opera browser and refresh. So you can see now it is going forward of that. So when you've done with that all thing, just I'll be coming here, changing that to 30 pixel. Then you have to simply press right and just go here. So you can see it is just hit refresh, you can see it is going forward again. So when you've done with that, just I'll be changing that to 100 if I do, and I was just checking, but I will be not doing that simply 100. I am just checking how it will look if I do that. So you can see it is going more forward enough, but here I'll be doing one thing, like now it is perfect 100. So here if I just come here and change that to margin bottom 12 pixel, simply press save, simply go to Opera browser, hit refresh, you can see nothing happens. If I just come here, change that to 100, take save, and here you have to just come, hit refresh, you can see nothing is happening. But if I change it to margin top, so we have to just check like what will happen here. If I just change that here, hit refresh, you can see nothing is happening here also. So if I just come here, and here if I just change this to like padding bottom, and now if I just write like, if I just simply hit save and come here, and you can see that there is also nothing happening. So like that you can just work with, so there is nothing happening here also. So when you've done with that all thing, just you have to come here, and just you have to do one thing, like I'll be just change it to margin top if I do that. So here you have to do that here. So when you've done with that, so I'll be simply going here to file, press save here, then here you have to just come and simply you have to hit refresh, you can see that there is nothing happening here. So when you've done with that things, you have to do one thing here, like I'll be just going here to my Google clone, simply right click, press inspect here, and you can see that we are just getting like margin right here. You can see in my store, if I just show you, so we are getting a navbar things, but we want this navbar thing. So for making that here, we have to just make this section. So for making this navbar thing which we are having, so for making that you have to do one thing here, minimize, minimize. Then you have to simply do one thing, you have to just erase that things which we are getting. But here I'll be just doing one thing, I'll be just erasing these things also. I'll be simply going to app.js, and here I'll be deleting this also. Then here I will be writing that to like this sign. Then I'll be writing unordered list. Here I'll be using list tag, and in that I'll be writing like about. And here I will be just coming and using li tag, means list tag here, and in that I'll be writing store. Press here like that, press simply save here, and now if I show you, you can see we are getting that but like that. So here we don't want these things like that. If you want these things not like that, so for doing that you have to do one thing, simply you have to minimize that, go to app.css here. Then we are just using ul tag, means unordered list. So here I'll be coming writing list style none. So if I do that simply like that, simply you have to just close that and save here, go here, hit refresh. So you can see now the dots which we are having in the starting with the help of list style, and it is gone here. So when you've done with that all things, just you have to give margin from here. So I'll be writing margin which should be 25 pixel, or you can say that to 30, because 30 was perfect if I was just showing. So you can see that now this 30 is not good here. If I change it to 25. Okay, so first of all I'll be going here checking that. Okay, so I think 20 it's better, much better for that if I check. Okay, so it is also not better if I change that to 15. And now if I show you, okay, so this 15 is like it is going to top if I just say that. Okay, yes, it is going to top, but here if I just change this margin to like padding, so what will happen here? So just you have to simply press save, go to Opera browser, and you can see that we are just getting padding now. So if I just change that to like 30, simply press save, go here, and you can see that now we are getting padding from here. But if I just go here, okay, so here we have to just get more padding here. So I'll be just doing one thing, press simply 35, and here you have to press simply save, change that to 40, and simply save here also. And now you can see we are getting simply padding from here, but the padding is enough if I just check. Okay, so padding is enough, so you can just do that. So I'll be just coming here, writing ul li, which we have to just use, come here. Then here you have to just come here also, and then write one thing here like load into left. Then here I'll be just using a tag which will be just writing like padding, but here I'll be just coming here, and if I just come here also, simply refresh, and you can see that we are getting this both side by side. Now when you're just getting that, you have to do one thing here, like you have to come here and change that to padding. So padding we want of 15 pixel from both of them. Press simply go to file, press save here, and simply you have to come, and you can see we are getting padding from here. If I just go to top, but we are getting so much padding, but we don't want that, so simply change that to 30. Okay, so simply go here, and I think it is also not good, but now it is perfect. If I just show you, come here. Okay, so it is perfect, you can just use that. So when you've done with that things, you have to do simply one thing, like we have to just link with that. So here I'll be doing one thing, here I will be coming, and now here we have to just give the things, like I'll be giving that to text decoration now, which should be like underline here. So I'll be just giving that underline. When you've done that, come here also, then here I'll be changing that to cursor pointer, which we have to just do, and simply we have just made this section here, you can see, save. Then you have to come here, just simply go to Opera browser, and you can see that now we are okay. So we have not given that in hover effect, so copy these both things from here, erase from here, then copy this. Okay, so here we will, if we copy, so that will be not copy. So here I'll be writing ul li, then hover, then we have to paste all the things which we have copied. Simply save, go to Opera browser. Now you can see we are getting a text decoration hover effect when I am just hovering on that, and you can see how good looking is that. So you can just work with these things like that. If I just show you, then I'll be checking my live streaming, it is working or not. Okay, so till here we are just working really good, and we are getting 16 likes. So we have to just get a target of 30 likes, like I'm telling you, and I hope you will be complete. So here now you can just take some rest, you can drink some water or things like that, like I am drinking here. So when you've done with that things here, now we will be just going to our work, and here I'll be just simply going to press save, and you can see cursor pointer and everything is good to go. So when you've done with that all, just here simply you have to go to your Google Chrome, and you can see then when we are just getting these things, after that we are getting Gmail, images, then this icon of like burger menu you can say, then after that we are getting this user profile icon. So for building this icon, first of all we will be writing this Gmail and images icon. So for that also we will be using UI icon. So for doing that you have to come here simply, then here I'll be using like, but here if we do that, so there it will be giving error here. Okay, so there is one meaning you can just use here. I'll be writing div class name menu for that. So there will be also not things, because first of all we'll be defining class, then we'll define ULLI. So from that this can be all means CSS can also understand like you're defining second ULLI which you have written. So here I'll be writing UL, then I'll be coming underneath defining here li means list, and when you're done with that, so in that we are just getting Gmail, and I'll be coming here, press backspace and write here li means list, and here I'll be writing that to images. Simply when you've done with that things, here you have to go to file, press save button. Then if I move to my like Opera browser, you can see here we are getting Gmail and images is like that, but we don't want in left, we want these things in right. So for doing that you have to just come here simply, then go here in app.css simply, then here I will be coming and writing that to like dot menu ULLI. Here I'll be just coming and changing that to float in right. Simply I'll be doing that, save here, go to Opera, you can see we are getting these things in right. But there is one problem coming, images is first coming, then Gmail is come first. So here I'll be doing simply one thing, go to app.js, change images first, because here it is just having like all things opposite of that. So I'll be just simply hitting save. Then you have to do one thing, go to Opera browser, you can see then we are getting Gmail first and images first. So simply I'll be doing one thing like simply go to app here, then I'll be writing that to padding should be 20 pixel, then you have to simply press save, then go to Opera and refresh here. So we are getting all the padding enough. But here when you've done with that things, here you have to take it to the top. So for doing that, if I change that to padding top, then you have to do like that, press save here, come here also and hit refresh. So you can see nothing happening. If I change that to bottom, so there if I just save here also, then show you here, then hit refresh, you can see here is also nothing happening. So when you've done with that things, here you have to do one thing like you have to just come here and just I will be changing that things. Okay, so here we have done with that all. Okay, so I'll be just coming here and you can see it is good enough, so you can just take that here. But if I just come and press inspect from here, you can see that here we are getting the margin right of 20 pixel. First of all you can check one thing. So here I'll be doing one thing like I'll be just losing this thing by pressing that. If I just go to inspect and show you, like you can see it is not responsive, so because of that it is not coming a responsive. If I close and minimize, you can see we are just getting these things like that. But if you just want that, so I'll be doing one thing here like simply I'll be just minimizing here, and here I will be just changing that to like margin right 20 pixel, then I will be just saving here simply. Then you have to just go here also, then you can see that we are getting margin right from here. But if I just use margin top here also, so here I'll be coming creating margin top 12 pixel, or I can say that to 50 pixel because I'm checking just it is working or not. Simply press save. Here you have to just come and here you have to press refresh. You can see it is going down. If I use padding bottom now, I think then it will be going up. Save here, go here, refresh here, you can see now it is going up. So if I just come here changing that to like 100, save here, and you have to go here again, then simply hit refresh. You can see nothing is happening here, it is not going up, you can see that. So when you're done with that things, here you have to do one thing here also, like we are getting a space from here and things like that. So if I just take it to down, so it will be just not doing like that. So here I'll be doing one thing like here I'll be coming, then here I will be changing that to like just come here, change that to display none, then save that, go to Opera. You can see now nothing is coming because here we have to just we have written like display none. But here I'll be doing one thing, go to app.js, then here I will be just simply coming creating div class name should be new, copy this class name, but I'll be first of all closing this, copy this div. So here by pressing Ctrl Z, copy here, I will be pasting that. When you've done that, copy this new class by pressing Ctrl C, simply go to app.css, and here I'll be just pasting that, but I'll be writing dot first of all, then I'll be spacebar, dot paste spacebar, then here also I'll be doing same thing like I've done. So it is perfect now. So if I save here, show you, you can see everything is just perfect. Now we have to just set these things here. So for doing that, simply I'll be coming, writing that to like list style none here. So just simply write here. Then when you've done with that all things, just you have to do one thing, like I'll be simply erasing this thing from here which you have written already, save here. Then you can see that we are just getting these things like that. So when you've done with that, we have to just take it to some of the top enough. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be simply coming here and I'll be going here now. So when you've done with that all, just I'll be writing dot menu ulli. Then here I will be doing one thing, first of all I'll be just coming here and I'll be defining all the things in that. So here I'll be simply writing in ul these things, save here, go to Opera, and you can see that you are just getting these things like that. I'll be doing one thing here, like I'll be writing li if I do that. So you can see now it is perfect aligned with that. So here I have to write like simply like press enter, and then I'll be erasing that things here, then erase that, and you can see it is having these things like that. So when you've done with that, I'll be coming here and I'll be writing dot menu ulli, and here I'll be just coming and writing that to another thing, like if I just go to Opera, and here I'll be writing that to padding, which should be 20 pixel. You have to just simply press save here, then you have to go to Opera, and you can see that from underneath we are getting like these things. If I just press Ctrl Z many times here, so you can see if I do that, save here, then go here, you can see it is just having much better things which we have to want. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be going to top. So from here we have giving padding like 20 means like 30 pixel. If I just show you, so go to top, yes, 30 pixels. So simply I'll be giving here also, so there will be not any like things like that. Refresh, you can see here we are getting, but it is too much padding for that. So here I'll be changing that to like 15. So come here also, but there is too much for that also. 10 here if I do, so you can see it is just coming like that. 5 then, okay, so now it is perfect. If I just show you by opening here, so you can see that now 5 is perfect. So here I'll be doing one thing, simply like here I'll be coming and writing here like padding bottom, which should be like 15 pixel. Now simply press save here, then you have to just go to top and hit refresh. So you can see that there is nothing happening here, because here we have to just take that to top, and for taking that I'll be doing one thing here, like copying this, and here I'll be just coming writing dot menu ul, paste that, simply save here, go to Opera browser and take it to like refresh. So you can see that nothing is happening. If I change that to padding top here, change that to padding top, simply save, and here I'll be coming and hitting refresh. So you can see that there is nothing happening. If I change that to margin, and here if I just change that to margin top, save here, then come here and hit refresh, you can see it is just going down. If I change that to 100, because here I have to check the difference. If I just do that normal, so we can't change the difference. You can see difference is that it is going to like top, means it is going to bottom. So here if I just use margin bottom here, refresh, so you can see nothing is happening, it is still going to bottom here. So when you've done with that things, here you have to do one thing here, like here if I just change that to top here, save here, then simply go here, and you can see still it is having these things. But if I just erase that, and now if I simply save here and come here and hit refresh, you can see we are getting it to top. So when you've done with that things, here you have to do one thing again, like you have to press that all things, then simply going here, pressing right click in that, and when you've done with that, just I'll be scrolling down here, and you can see we are getting all the things like that. Okay, so here when you're just getting these things, here I'll be just pressing this icon here, and here we are just getting these things. Here I'll be doing one thing, simply like here I'll be just scrolling down by writing this. So when you're just getting, you can see there is certain like class, then there is certain Gmail here, you can see that, then images, and here we have defined like Gmail. If I just show you by going here to top, here it was just written, you can see that it was just having a class of like home, right? Okay, so here I will be writing home header. So I'll be just scrolling down here, and you can see that we are just getting padding margin from here, and it is getting padding also from like that. So here if I just show you, so you can see that from here we are getting many of the things like that. 20 pixel of margin it is having from here. So here if I just scroll down, then write menu ul, and I'll be writing margin right 20 pixel, because from right we are getting the margin. Simply save here, simply go here, and you can see that, hit refresh, you can see margin from right is coming here. If I change this thing to like here and change that to margin bottom, which should be 12 pixel, simply save here and simply go here now, and you have to just do one thing, you have to press like refresh. If I just come here now, change that to 100, like 1000, if I do save here, then you have to just come and you can see it is going too much down enough. So here if I just change that to padding margin top, so just you have to simply press save here, then you have to do one thing like that and hit refresh. You can see still it is down enough. If I change that to padding now, because I want to check one thing, like it is padding or working or margin is working here, simply save, go here and hit refresh. So you can see still it is down. Change that to padding bottom now, save, go here, and you can see still it is going up. You can see that if I just hit refresh, so you can see nothing is happening, it is going up. Then I'll be just erasing that thing, save here, and you can see that now it is perfect. Here if I just show you, but here still we are getting a difference because it is just going down enough from here. So if you want to take it like above that, so for that you have to just use a tag here for like that. So here I'll be writing like that. Okay, so when you've done with that thing there, simply save here now. So here we have done with that also. Here when you've done that, just for taking that so much top here, so it is working still from here. So when you've done with that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing from here, like first of all I will be coming here and I'll be checking that to like margin right, and here I'll be writing here like text decoration, but first of all I'll be writing that hover effect. So here I'll be coming right dot menu ulli hover, then I'll be changing that to like just right here border. Okay, so here we have to don't write border, here I'll be coming writing text decoration, which should be underline. Here I'll be writing that. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be coming here and writing that to like here. When you've done that all thing, just I'll be changing this text decoration and writing here, press enter here, then here I'll be writing cursor pointer, press like this icon, then simply have to go to file and press save. By pressing that, go to Opera browser, hit refresh here, and you can see that we are just having a hover effect in that also, which is we are having like this cursor of pointer, you can see. So how good looking is that? You can also work with these things here if you want to, but if you don't want to, so you can also don't work with these things here. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just simply going to app.js file, and you can see we are getting all the things like that we want. So when you've done with that, just I'll be going here, writing li tag here also, and just I will be writing that to like Gmail, and here I'll be writing that to like just change that to images. So if I do that all things here, so I want to watch like what will happen here. Press save simply, and you can see it is getting these things. So when you've done with that, I'll be simply doing one thing, like if I just delete that all things from here and delete this div also. So when you've done with that also, simply save here, and you can see you are getting these things. So I will be doing one thing here, like here I will be coming and writing here like br tag br. Okay, so we will be not writing this tag like that, I'll be using br by writing that. Save here, simply come here, and you can see it is going down, but we don't want it to down enough. So here I'll be just erasing from here, then simply saving here, and you can see that if we do one thing like div class name, and here if I just use div close here, simply copy and paste underneath. So when you've done with that, save, come here, you can see it is just going that. So here I'll be just coming here and the class is of like div. So here I'll be coming dot div padding right 12. Okay, so I'll be changing that to 100 pixels. Simply save, refresh. So you can see nothing is happening. Come here also, then here I'll be writing left. So here I'll be changing that, simply save, and here hit refresh. You can see there is also nothing happening. So here there is problem coming. Okay, so if I just go to app, you can see we are getting the class name of that also simply. Okay, so it is not working here. But if I change that to margin now, margin right 100, save here, simply go here and refresh here. So you can see nothing is happening here also. So because we are just using a div tag in u means li tag, and in li tag you can't use that. So here I'll be just doing like, you have to do like that. Simply do here also simple thing. Then here if I do one thing, like if I give it space, simply save here, go here, refresh here. So you can see by spacing also nothing happens here. So when you've done with that things here, you have to do one thing, like simply press save here, and here you can see that. So here we have to do one thing, like we have to just write uli tag again by writing that. So here I'll be doing one thing, like copy that, simply here I'll be coming pasting that uli tag which we have just written here. And when you've done that, so here I'll be coming here also writing ul tag here, then copying that by pressing Ctrl C. Then here I'll be coming pasting that also here. So when you've done with that, simply come here, press save here, then come here also. Then you can see it is having it in second line, but we don't want it in second line, we want in same line with which is coming here. So for doing that, just simply go to app.css here, and everything is perfect. If I show, you can see, so everything is just coming perfect, but the difference is like it is not going in the right. So you can just change that to float into right to just take that all things into right here. So when you've done with that things here, I will be doing one thing, like I'll be just simply erasing this here, and then I'll be simply erasing that also. But here for closing that, I'll be using ul tag again. So here I'll be simply saving here, and you can see that now we are just having these 4 things in like corner like we want. So when you've done with that here, if I just come and just go to like app.css, and just simply if I just come here and erase all the things which we are just having here, and I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just coming here and I'll be writing padding here, which should be just having that to like 60. If I do that, save that here, simply just go here, and here we are getting from here, but we don't want the padding from here. If I just write that to like, simply save, go here, and you can see that we are getting padding from here. So if I just do one thing here, like simply I'll be giving the padding from here, if margin to 80 pixel. If I do that, save here, and just come here now and hit refresh simply. So you can see we are getting a margin. But if I change that to margin right, so right here, do that here, save that here by pressing go to file, and you can see that here also we are getting simply the things which we want like that. So when you've done with that things here, I'll be simply coming and there is nothing happening. So here we don't have to do anything like that. Simply I'll be raising these things here. Then here I will be doing one thing, like here I'll be coming writing simply dot new. Then here I'll be writing that to margin right, which should be 500 pixel. Then if I do that here, simply save. Then I'll be coming here and hitting refresh. So you can see nothing is happening here. So when you've done with that things, you have to just come here also, and just if I write it to like ul, come here and just hit refresh. So you can see nothing is happening here. Save here and go here, refresh here. So you can see that there is nothing happening. So when you've done with that things, you have to do like just come here again, and here I'll be raising that all things, just I'll be coming here also. And when you've done with that all, just I'll be simply going here, means into app.css. And when you've done with that, just I'll be coming here writing that to margin right 500 pixel. Then you have to just save here, go here and hit refresh. So here it is nothing happening. If I change that to margin left here, so here just save that and just come here also, you can see that we are getting margin from here also like that. So here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming here, changing simply to margin, and you can see that from down we are getting many enough margin here, but we don't want these things. But if I just come here and erase that here because now we don't need. Save here simply and do like that. So you can see all the things are perfect which we want. But here when you've done with that things here, I'll be just coming simply and writing here like ul here, then I'll be just copying this tag here, then erasing here, and I'll be simply pressing like enter here. So here for doing that you have to just do one thing, paste here, copy this here, here you have to erase that, then you have to paste here. So when you've done with that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like here I'll be coming saving here now. So here till here we have just done that. So here you can see we are just getting a BR tag from here. So when you've done with that all, just you have to do one thing again also, like you have to just minimize that, then you have to come here, and here I'll be just simply writing a class name here also, like div class name menu. So we can just write things like that also. So simply press Ctrl C, erase, and just paste that here. Simply press save here, then go to app.css, copy these things here by pressing Ctrl C here, and here I'll be just pressing enter, paste that all things. But here now I will be changing this to like ul which we have written. Okay, so I'll be scrolling down and you can see that. So here I'll be changing that to menu, and here I'll be writing also menu because here I have to only change the class name here. Then simply here also I'll be writing that to menu, but I will be changing this load left to right. Simply do that, save, and just go here, refresh. So you can see all the things are just like that. But I will be doing one thing, like come here, change that to images. So here I'll be writing images, then here I will be changing that to Gmail. So when you've done with that all, just press save here and it will be just good to go. So when you've done with that, so now this is having a like these things which we are just working with is a front end, but the Google means the Google logo and the input box which we have just made here means we have just not made, but it is making in back end with the help of this coding. So it is not showing in the front end. So I'll be just showing you when I will be just making this section of that, but I've just already make that all section with the help of this coding which we are just doing here. Then I'll be opening here, opening live stream. Okay, so it is just going perfect here. Okay, so it is just going perfect. Now I'll be simply doing one thing, like I'll be minimizing that here, then opening my pop-up so I can check some of the comments who are just coming here. Is there any difference Firebase or without Firebase? Okay, so there is not any of the difference because I'm just using Firebase. So just there will be post like post Firebase, because here I am just when I am writing anything, it is just having a searching effect when I'm just pressing enter. So because of that it is having a Firebase effect. But if I am just not using anything like that, if I am only making the front page of my Google clone, so here you don't have to use Firebase because you can just do that with like React also simply. So because of that I'm using Firebase, so we can also search anything when we write in that. So here we are just getting many of the comments like that. Okay, so Omega, please answer me. I have just answered you, so you can ask any of the other question also. So you have to ask Chris Harrison, today you are a little bit slow. Okay, so sorry about that. Then George Vasquez comment, nice work kid, thank you. Then here Saima Khalid comment, good, thanks. Then Saima Khalid comment, this stars, thank you. Then Bhumika Gallery comment, this icon, thanks. Then Suresh Mehta comment, buddy, today you are not practice well, that's you lot problem face today, but carry on, thank you. Then my email comment like this, arts, thanks. Okay, so this Google clone is having some of the like difficulties because here we have to make search bar, means we have to just make link our search icon with our like Firebase thing. So because of that it will be take some time to just make, but we will be just making that and covering up like since 1.5 hours if I want to do that. So here when you've done with that thing, simply you can see that simply we have just made this section here when you want to. So when you've done with that section, simply you have to just come here and go to app.css. then I'll be just doing here like I'll be coming here, writing margin, and I'll be writing 15 pixel here, save here, and just you have to come here also, then you have to press save. So here I'll be pressing Ctrl Z, coming here, writing margin 100 pixel, save here, and you can see that we are getting margin from here, but we don't want margin from here, we want that from above. So change that to top, press that, save here, go here, and you can see it is going down enough. Change that to bottom now, save, and just you have to press that and simply it is going up. You can see that. Now if I just change that to like 1000, then save that here also, simply go here and you can see nothing is happening here. So here when you've done with that, just simply you have to just close that here, and just I'll be writing that to right. So when you've done with that all things, so here you have to do simply one thing, like you have to go to app.js, and now we will be just showing our like Google logo and everything which we have linked with this Google clone which we are making here. So we are just making our Google clone here with the help of that, because here we are just linking that with here, so with linking that with Google. So because of that I'm just writing that. Simply you have to do like minimize by pressing that here. Then here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just simply going to top. Okay, so we are just working with that here. So now here when you've done with that, so here I'll be just coming here writing that to like text view. Then here I'll be coming and writing simply that to like app, and here I'll be writing that to like media.app.query. Then here I'll be closing that, because here I have to link with that with the help of backend which we are making. So now here I'll be writing view, and here I'll be writing app equal, then write media, close here. You have to just write here like quality dot view. You have to write add, then you have to close that by writing this. Then simply you have to come and write test and just change that to media here. Then I'll be simply writing here quality. Then you have to do one thing, close here, then write floor dot random, but I'll be not writing here, so I'll be simply writing add dot query. Then I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be just writing here like that. Then here I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath here, creating media, and just writing here like test equal. Then you have to write here view, then close that, come here and just write add dot, change that to like quality. Then here I'll be writing floor again, close here. So when you've done with that all thing, just completely I'm coming forward, writing app here, then create that to text equal, and just change that to like you can say that test. Now when you've done with that, close here, then come here also, create floor, and here I'll be writing dot media dot app. Then you have to close that here, simply come here also, then write here like here I'll be writing that another tag which will be having area. So here it should be just in small. So when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing test equal, then I'll be writing like media, then close here, then come here again and create random dot app, then create floor. So you have to simply close that by writing this close curly brackets here. So when you've done that, just press save here. Simply now we have done. So when you've done with that, simply now I will be doing one thing, like I'll be coming underneath this tag which we have just written here. So when you've done that, just I will be writing here like area, but here I'll be writing now media in small. Then I'll be writing text here. Then when you've done that, just I'll be writing here like query. Then when you've done that, close here, then you have to just write add dot, and I'll be changing that to random dot, and write that app. So when you've done that, just close here. Then when you've done with that, so I will be coming here, then changing that to floor random, then equal to text. You have to write, close here, write here floor, then just you have to write here like add dot, and change that to like quality like that. So here I'll be closing this tag by writing this tag here. Go to file and simply press save here. So when you've saved that all things, you have to just do one thing, like now I will be just minimizing, means I'll be just coming underneath here, then I'll be writing another thing which will be just having like audio. Okay, so here I'll be first of all writing that to area, then here I'll be writing that to like text equal, and I will be changing that to like app. When you've done that, just you have to close that here. Then I'll be coming here writing add dot query. So here I'll be writing dot quality here. So when you've done that, just you have to do like I'll be raising that, write floor, then you have to close here. So when you've done that, just I'll be coming here writing test, and change that to like floor equal random. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be coming here, but first of all I'll be closing that, then I'll be writing floor dot, and just write here quality dot app dot close. So when you've done with that thing, you have to just close that here, come underneath here, and then use a tag which will be having view, and change that to area equal media. Okay, so just simply write that. Then here I'll be writing media dot floor, but first of all I'll be writing random, then write dot floor by closing that. So when you've done that, just I'll be coming here, writing simply like floor but in capital I'll be writing. Then I'll be changing that to like media equal area. So here you have to write that, then you have to close here, then change that to like floor and write quality here again. Then I'll be changing that to add, you have to close here. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be simply press save, and here you have to just go move to like app.css file here, then come here also, then change that to like dot, and I'll be writing first of all body tag, then define that to like justify content center. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing that to align items which should be in center. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing display which should be of block, create text align which should be in center. So when you've done with that thing there, I'll be writing a tag which should be just first of all I'll be coming here and writing display which should be of block, create that to text align in center. And when you've done that, just I'll be coming here, create float into left, and I'll be writing that to box sizing which should be border box. So when you've done that, just I'll be changing this to like font style which should be normal. So here I'll be writing. So when you've done with that things, here I'll be writing text justify which should be inherit. So here I'll be writing font size which should be 14 pixel, create font weight which should be 500. Then I'll be writing font family also which should be Mern Sirat, comma sans serif. Then I will be just coming underneath create border one pix solid white. So I'll be coming underneath here create border color which should be white, and I'll be writing simply color which should be black. So when you've done with that, so I'll be writing another thing which should be just having border radius 10 pixel, create border left which should be like 100 pixel now. So when you've done with that, so simply I'll be writing border right which should be 100 pixel. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing that to border top 100 pixel now. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing border bottom 100 pixel. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing border style which should be none, and here I'll be writing that to like border width 100 pixel, create line height which should be 100 pixel. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing width 100 pixel, create that to height 100 pixel. Then I'll be writing border which should be none, create that to like outline none. Then here I'll be writing that to like list style none, then create that to like list style type which should be none. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing flex direction which should be columns, then create that to flex wrap which should be wrap reverse. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing flex flow column, create flex, and I'll be changing that to flex basis content, create flex grow inherit, then create that to flex string inherit. Then I will be coming underneath create direction inherit. Then here I'll be writing that to background which should be white. Then I'll be writing like background color which should be white here. Then when you've done that, just I'll be writing background position which should be in center. And when you've done that all thing, just I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be writing background position dash x which should be in center, create background position dash y also. Okay, so I'll be simply writing background position dash y which should be in center. So when you've done with that things, here I'll be writing that to background origin content box, create that to background size which should be cover. So when you've done that all things, just I'll be writing simply background repeat which should be repeat. So I'll be writing here like background, and I'll be changing that to background attachment fixed here. So when you've done with that things, here I'll be writing that to background blend mode which should be color burnt here. So when you've done with that thing, here I'll be writing background, change that to like background image which should be having the URL of like background.jpg. So when you've done with that all things here, so I'll be closing that, coming underneath create nav index current, then I'll be writing nav left which should be current, create nav right current. And here when you've done that, so I'll be writing nav up which should be current here, create that to nav down current. So when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing that to padding which should be 12 pixel, create padding left which should be 12 pixel, and here I'll be writing padding right 12 pixel now. So when you've done with that all things here, so I'll be coming underneath creating padding top 12 pixel, and I'll be writing padding bottom which should be 12 pixel now. So when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing margin 10 pixel. So here I'll be writing margin 10 pixel, create margin left. So here I'll be writing margin left which should be 10 pixel now. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing margin right. So here create margin right 10 pixel. When you've done that, so I'll be writing margin top 10 pixel and create that to like margin bottom, which should be 10 pixels. So when you've done with that all things, simply save here. And now we have done with that, so I'll be going to app.js file and it is good to go. So when you've done with that all things, so here now I can just check my like comment box, how many comments are just still coming here. Okay, so every comments are coming. You are always good, but today something wrong with you. Okay, so sorry about that. If you are having no problem, keep it up, great work, I'm always with you. Okay, so thanks Sohib for commenting like that. Then mine may comment this icon, so I have just checked that previously. Okay, so now I want more comments and more likes from that. So here I'll be checking live stream how it is working still here. Okay, so it is working good and we are still having 16 likes. Okay, so I want more likes. And now we can drink water and things like that, because here you have to also drink water and eat some snacks to just fresh your mind or anything like that. So I hope still here you have understand, and I hope you still here enjoy this clone also like you're enjoying my previous one. Okay, so I'll be doing that. Okay, so here still here I hope you understand. Save here and checking live stream here, it is working or not. Okay, so everything is perfect. Okay, so everything is perfect here. So I'll be doing one thing, like I'll be minimizing that here. And now when you've done with that things here, first of all here I will be doing one thing, checking some of the things. Okay, so tell me about like video quality and everything like that, it is working good or not, because here I have to check some things. So just tell me about like video quality and sound, because it is working or not, I have to just check that here. Okay, so when you've done that, so I'll be simply going to app.css and you can see everything is good. So here now I'll be going to app.js, copy this app class first of all, then simply go to app.css. here you have to press enter still here, then write dot, paste that here. Then I'll be coming here creating margin 12 pixels. So why I'm writing margin, first of all you have to write justify content which should be in center, create align items which should be in center, and here you have to write another thing which should be display of block, create that to text align center. Then I'll be writing float into left, and when you've done with that, so I'll be simply writing that to like font style which should be normal. So when you've done that all, just I'll be writing text justify. So here I'll be writing that to like text justify which should be inherit. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing that another thing which should be just having font size to like 15 pixels. So when you've done that, just I'll be writing font weight 500, create font family which should be Mont Serif. So here I'll be writing that comma sans serif. Then I will be coming here creating border 1 pixel solid white. So when you've done with that things, here I'll be doing like simply writing border color white, and I'll be writing that to color black. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing that to border radius 10 pixel. Then here you have to write border left 100 pixel, then create that to like border right which should be 100 pixel now. So when you've done that, so I'll be simply writing here like border top 100 pixel, then I'll be also writing like border bottom 100 pixel. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing that to border style none, and when you've done that, so I'll be writing like border width. So here I'll be writing border width 100 pixel, create line height also which should be 100 pixel now. So when you've done that all, just I'll be writing like another thing which should be just width 100 pixel, create height which should be 100 pixel here. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing border which should be none, and when you've done that, so I'll be writing border, but here now I'll be writing like outline none, create that to like list style which should be none, and when you've done that, just I'll be writing here like list style type which should be none. So here I'll be writing that. So when you've done with that things, here simply you have to come underneath create flex direction which should be column. So here when you've done that, I'll be writing flex wrap which should be wrap reverse. So when you've done that, so I'll be writing here like flex flow column, create that to flex, and I'll be changing that to like flex basis content, then create that to flex and change that to like flex grow inherit. Then when you've done that, I'll be writing flex shrink inherit, create direction which should be inherit here. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background, change that to white. Then when you've done that, so I'll be writing background color which should be white. Then when you've done that all things, so I'll be writing here like background position which should be in center, so I'll be writing that. So when you've done that all, just I'll be writing background position dash x which should be in center. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background position dash y which should be in center. So when you've done that all things, so I'll be writing background attachment should be fixed. So when you've done that, I'll be writing background size which should be cover. And when you've done that, so I'll be writing here like background clip which should be content box, create background origin which should also be content box, then create that to background and change that to another thing which should be just having background origin. So here first of all I'll be raising create background blend mode which should be color burn. So here I'll be writing, so when you've done that also, so I'll be coming here creating background repeat. So here I'll be writing background repeat which should be repeat. So when you've done that, so I'll be doing one thing like I'll be coming underneath here also create background image having the URL of like background. So right here background 1.jpg simply. So when you've done that, I will be coming here also create nav index current here. There I'll be writing here like nav left which should be current, and I'll be writing here nav right current. When you've done that, I'll be changing that to nav up current. So when you've done with that all things, so I'll be writing nav down which should be current. So here I'll be also writing like padding which should be like, first of all I'll be writing simply padding 15 pixel, create padding left 15 pixel, and here I'll be also writing another thing which should be like padding right 15 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing padding top 15 pixel, create that to padding bottom which should be 15 pixel. So when you've done that, I'll be writing margin 10 pixel, create margin left which should be 10 pixel, and I'll be writing that to margin right which should be 10 pixel. So when you've done that all thing, just I'll be writing margin top 10 pixel, create margin bottom. So here I'll be writing margin bottom 10 pixel here. So when you've done with that things here, just you have to go to file and press save here. So here we have just done with that thing. So when you've done with that, so now I'll be just going and pop up some of the comments like it is coming good or not. So here I'll be checking. Okay, so no comments are coming still here. I want your comments. Okay, so please comment me so I can just check and just comment you. Okay, so now I'll be just minimizing that. Still here, go to live stream. Okay, so still it is working good. Okay, so now we can just do work more enough. So when you've done with that thing, simply you have to do one thing here like I'll be minimizing that here. So when you've done with that, so here now still we have just made that here. So now when you've done with that, so simply you have to do one thing like 2 3. Okay, so here now I'll be simply saving that, and I'll be going to app.js also. That here also I'll be saving, and I've just linked with that with the Google. So now here it is ready, our like Google clone which we have to just make. Now you have to do one thing like you have to just run it in Firebase if you want to. So here you have to just write for that like Firebase deploy, and you have to press enter for that, and you can see it will be take some time to just deploy your Firebase. You can see that it is not having in that. So here you have to do one thing like you have to do like press that. Here you have to write firebase.js. Now when you've done with that all things, you have to close that. Simply go to terminal, and here you have to write like npm install -g firebase tools. So here you have to write that. Then you have to simply press enter, and it will be take some time to just download that. Then simply you have to do one thing like you have to go here, then you have to just go to like Firebase, and when you've done with that all, just will be take some time to just open that here. Okay, so you can see it has opened. Press get started and just go to the project which you have just made in your Firebase console. So here I'll be using another email for that. Close this one Firebase console now. So it will be take some seconds to just open. You can see it is open. So this is the Google clone which I was just using here, and for that you have to just go to like here, go to project settings, then scroll down, and you have to go to config here. This checkbox you have to press. You have to just copy this const firebase config here by pressing Ctrl C. Then you have to minimize that, and just you have to do one thing like you have to paste that all things which you have just copied. Just you have to come here, right here, import firebase from firebase here. So when you've done with that, just close that by writing that, simply save. And here now you can see it will be take some time to just download. Then it will, you have to also download one thing like npm install firebase, press enter, and just go to the previous terminal. You can see it is taking some time. Go here, and you can see it will here also take some time to just work with. go to the previous one here, and now when you're done with that things, just close that here. You have to do like go to terminal, write Firebase deploy, simply press enter, and you can see that now it is asking these things, so you have to just check about these things, then you have to give the answer about that, then it will be work. So you can just work with that thing which I am just working with here, still here. So I hope still here you have to understand these all things which we are working with. So I'll be going here, simply coming underneath here, go to app.js, and here we are getting these things. You can see that auth domain, then your project ID and everything. When you've done that, just you have to Firebase deploy, press, then it will be just work. Your Firebase will be just work here by writing that. Simply press save here, then go to app.css, press save, and I've just linked that with like Google. So here simply I'll be closing that here, then save here also, and I'll be simply going to my like project which I have to work with, and here I'll be doing like seeing some of the comments here. So Arbika's graphic comment good, thanks, then it is ready. If I just show you in React tab which we are working with, press here and press this close again, and you can see that this Google clone which we have to make is ready here. First of all we are getting about, store, then Gmail images which we want to get with the help of like we have written in that, then we are getting this icon with the help of material UI which we have just stored in public folder. You can just see that and check that here, and we are also getting this search icon, then we are getting Google logo with the help of like Google which we have copy paste the URL in the starting like I've shown you. Then here you can see there is the input box with the beautifully which is having a box shadow, then this button which we have made here of Google search, and I am feeling lucky after that, and you can see when I'm hovering on that both is looking good and cool. So like that you can just work with here. So still here I hope you understand, and 17 likes are here. Okay, so today's target is not just work with. Okay, so here you can see now completely it is ready, about, store, images and Gmail, then it is having a like burger menu, then user profile icon which we have to work with, and this Google like these things. If I just search anything like cricket, press enter, so you can see that all the things are coming. If I press that, you can see it will take to the real link which you are just working with. You can see all the things are coming. That press back icon and you will be going back here. Go to this Google, by pressing that you can see you are at the Google like you do it with Google. So press Google search, you can just search anything here like YouTube, but it will be not coming because I have written only one link. You can also use any other link if you want. If I press, you can see everything is just coming like that. So here like that you can just work with. I'll be pressing not to search, press simply enter, and you can see you are at the interface of Google clone, means at the front end of that. So till here I hope you understand. Okay, so here I'll be just showing some of the comments, so I can just say goodbye to all of you here. Okay, so here I'll be writing goodbye, and this was like small Google clone which we have to made. So you can see how cool it is looking. Here we are getting Google logo, about, store which we have made, then Gmail images, everything like we are getting in Google clone, means in real Google. If I show you, you can see we are getting things like that, Gmail images, but we are not getting about and like that things, but still it is good. You can see when I'm hovering on that box shadow, but it is not having a box shadow when I'm hovering on that, but it is still having Google search, and I'm feeling lucky button here. And offer languages you can also use that, but I have not written that here, but if you want to write you can also use that here. So like that you can just build your own Google clone in React.js. So I hope you understand this clone, and I hope you also enjoyed this live stream of Google clone, like you're enjoying my previous live streams like of Instagram, Netflix and Messenger, Mern clone, and we have also made many others. So I hope you enjoyed that. Then Airbnb which we have just made, then Hulu clone which we have made. So just I hope still there you have enjoyed that. So just practice that all clones we are working with, and I hope you will be a good programmer of that. So just practice, and then here just you will be a good programmer. And here you have to just do one thing, like you have to press day by day to just increase your skill, because if you do that and add your own new features and more new things which you can add, because from that your like clone will be good and your skill will be also good of like every language you are working with, Python, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And I hope you enjoyed previous many other things like which we have just uploaded, JavaScript projects, then Python previous like tutorials and many projects here. I enjoyed that, and I will be also uploading like Python tutorial and Node.js tutorial forward on, and I hope you will enjoy that also. So just I will be doing next clone or live stream. So for today, goodbye.